lies my heart, and I don't know where to turn. I feel like I'm broken, it's like I failed to learn. What's my place on earth? But God, you lift me up. So I'm holding on just a little bit longer. Letting go won't make me stronger. I got a little ways to go, jumping in with all my heart. And it's hard to watch things fall apart that I know. So I know you'll never let me go.
Good evening and welcome to ITW Radio. Tonight is usually some crap we're going to come up with. But normally Friday nights I do what's pissing me off. But tonight I got Tammy on the air. Tammy?
Hello.
What's up, girl? Okay, you know why.
A few things.
How's your health doing? You've been on sick leave for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm doing better, actually. I got some good news, and everything so far has been normal, so I'm doing really good.
Okay, before we get into this, what's pissing me off, it's usually Friday nights, but we're going to do it tonight because I'm seriously thinking about shutting down the Putnam Way. You and I talked about it, and I'm just so over this freaking crap that's going on lately. But anyways, start with your health. How are you doing? You had some heart issues going on?
Well, we thought I did. And we did some testing, and so far everything has come back normal. So I'm very thankful for that.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was worried about you for a while, girl. For you that don't know it, Tammy and I have been friends since middle school.
Yeah.
And still remain friends, which amazes me that I can have a friend for that freaking long. But you and I were discussing something earlier, and we've only got an hour to do it, so I want to get started into it. I mean, you guys can watch the advertisement scrolling across the bottom. We're not going to do any advertising tonight, no commercial breaks, or anything like that. I am freaking pissed as hell, as I know you are.
Yes, very much so.
You know, for you guys that don't know it, Tammy and I decided to start. We talked about it, 4 years ago in February. It'll be 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we talked about doing something. We were going to do the Putnam Way just to help out Little League and, a couple of the programs that really needed around Putnam County. Because face it, we're the poorest county in the state for 5 years. Now, Tammy lives over in Tampa. So for her to even get involved with Putnam Way or Putnam County, you guys should be really impressed about that. I know I am. And she actually cares a lot because she's on this thing, day in and day out. But the simple fact is that people have started now using this, and we've helped out a ton of people. What we give out, 50,000 toys every year for the kids that need it in the community. There's 8,000 meals that get delivered at Christmas time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas time, not to mention the homeless stuff and all the fundraising we do for people. We never touch a cent. We don't make, for you people that are listening, I have not made, nor has Tammy made, 1 red cent on the Putnam Way, period. Not one. Anything that has been taken in goes to help out, different groups, different people that need it, people that are burned out in fires, stuff like that. Hell, we've got a whole barn over here of clothing for anybody that needs it. All you got to do is call us up. Your kids need clothes, or you need clothes, or you're in a fire. We always try to be there, and we try to report the news the best of our ability. But some of you people are freaking assholes. You use the page as a damn format to put out racism. I've been called a racist, even though, two of the black kids are my sons. Not biologically, but, William, how long has he been calling me dad?
Years.
Dennis, and I'm American Indian, and you're what?
Hispanic.
Yeah, for people that don't know what Sanchez means, it is Hispanic for. I don't know what it means, but I know it's Hispanic.
Yeah.
But, you people that use this as a format, or if we write something, and I don't want to take the whole show, Tammy. I'm used to doing the shows without you, so you can feel free to jump in here with your pissed offism at any time. But, we got people that call us racist. You guys get your news for free, okay? And it is late breaking. Last night, I left the scene where a man had shot his wife in the freaking head. Now, I'm there the whole time on the scene. There was not one other news station or anybody else around there. I didn't put up and I didn't say anything and broadcast it live. Why? Because there was a family involved. There was a daughter. You know, there's other relatives involved. I could have shot the video out there, a live feed coming from it. I don't do that for two reasons. One and foremost is out of respect for the families. Number two is that we hadn't been sent the official sheriff's report. Even though I've got a police scanner and I'm sitting there and I can hear everything that's going on, there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't need to know at that particular time because it would affect the family. It also would inhibit the sheriff's department, which I think we have the best sheriff and the EMS responders that were there and the fire department and everybody. They had to stand down while the situation was under control. But then some of you get on there, whining your asses off and telling us how we shouldn't be posting anything. You know what? Get the hell off the page. I'm so sick of it. I'm ready to shut it down. I talked to Tammy about it this morning. Actually, last night. And you spend how many hours a day, Tammy?
And that's the thing, and that's what I was just getting ready to mention. The whole time that you were sitting there on that scene, I was on the phone with you, listening to everything that was happening. And then after that, I waited for the jail log information to be put up.
Okay, and Tammy, hold on 1 second. I just got a note from the station manager. If you guys are buffering on Facebook, it is Facebook, not us. Okay, so just bear with it or go over to YouTube and you can listen to it on YouTube. This Facebook is buffering. It's not us. I've got $180,000 worth of freaking equipment here. It's definitely not us.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. Continue. I'm sorry. It just...
That's okay. I waited until almost 4 o'clock this morning for them to post the jail log information, which didn't actually go up until just before 8 o'clock this morning. And that is not out of the ordinary for me. I am up many times until 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning looking for information to put on the page for the next day, looking for late-breaking news stories about Putnam County and about surrounding counties and things that I think the people in this county will find interesting to read, and doing research. I've been accused recently of not doing enough research. And I'm sorry, but you folks have no clue how much research I do. I spend 7 days a week working on this page. And I spend as much as 12 to 14 hours a day of my own time doing research and finding articles and things like that to put on this page. Of my time. I don't get anything for it. And like Travis said, I live in Tampa. I don't even live in Putnam County. But I do it because I care about the county and I care about the people who live in the county. I don't have to do it. I do it because I want to. Now,
yeah,
you can get on the page. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just reading some of the responses and stuff. You might be able to see them on Facebook.
I can see some of them.
And we'll read some of them off here in a little bit.
I just want to say to the people in Putnam County, I do this because I care, and I do this because I want to do it. All I'm asking is that you please don't get on the page and accuse me of doing things that I'm not doing. I understand that I make mistakes, and I own up to my mistakes when I make them. Don't accuse me of putting wrong or information on there that's untrue intentionally, because that isn't something that I do. I don't lie, and I don't just blindly copy other people's information onto the page.
Well, you know what pisses me off, Tammy? You know what really gets in my craw? Is last night sitting there at the scene. Okay, now I don't know if the guy is running around. They had made a comment that there was two guns involved, a shotgun and a pistol. I'm 100 yards away from there. I'm respecting our sheriff's department, but I was also looking to see if this man was going to cross the road.
Right.
You know, and also people that were coming down the road and I moved down a couple roads as soon as they said it was getting too dangerous. I mean, I love you guys to death, but I'm not going to take a bullet for anybody that's listening to or reading the Putnam Way, because for one, most people are, not most, I'll say a lot of people are ungrateful, and it's only gotten worse. But I'm out there and I don't know where the guy is. He could be coming up on me, sneaking up at any time. Hell, I've been out there in fires. But let me get back to this point. Last night, while I was there, another news station put the incident up on their news feed, and they went live on TV with it. Not even sitting there, not even knowing what was going on, and sitting there jabberjacking with their mouth saying, this is what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Tammy asked me, should we go ahead and put it up? And I said, no. And she goes, I agree. And thanks, Mama B. I mean, Mama B was on the phone with us and stuff. That's a shout out to Mama B. I love her, man. She gives us a heads up on a lot of stuff when we're not covering. Actually, I was cooking dinner when this all started and had to leave my spaghetti, take it off the stove. And then one time when I actually make dinner, I think it was about 1:30 or 2 when I talked to you, Tammy.
And that's not unusual for us.
And it's not unusual for me to be out in the middle. And what a lot of these people don't say, and maybe that's my fault, is that, there's been times when I've been out in the middle of brush fires, with our firefighters, our first responders, and our volunteer firefighters. Holy crap, these guys are totally amazing. Nothing ever happens in Florida like it does in California, even during our dry season. These guys and gals here, they know how to put out fires. They know how to read them. But I've been out there where in the middle of a fire where they had a hose coming down through there, make a path for me to get the hell out of there, just so I can bring you guys pictures of what in the hell's going on for what. You people that are bitching, you need to shut the hell up, because I'm frankly over your crap. You take your ass out and go out in the woods and film stuff. You go to accidents and see little kids that are mangled, and then can't get any sleep for what you see. The other night, it was a death right in front of me, a guy on a motorcycle, and I watched his hands twitching, and all of a sudden they quit. Blood came out of his mouth. It was game over. Not one of those pictures went up. Now, did we put a picture of the motorcycle up, or not until later? We didn't even put his death up until the next day.
Of the motorcycle.
Yeah. You guys want pictures and stuff. You want pictures of accidents. You want pictures and information. Well, here's something for you to look at. Now, this artwork sucks, but this is what I'm going to start putting up. There's a friggin' car. See it? There's an accident right there. Kiss my ass. I'm the one out there using my freaking gas, and you guys are going to call up and bitch and complain? Who the hell do you think you are? Get off the damn page. I don't care. I'm so sick of it. I'm ready to shut it down. I really am. You're not spending your gas, your time. You get the latest information before any other news source brings it out. But we might release it a little bit later, but that's because we try to get the facts. We don't jump the gun on the sheriff's department or what they have to say, because I'm not in the house. They're not in. Even when these other news companies are, and you have to wait a week to get your freaking newspaper to find out whose death you missed last week, or you have to wait till the next day. And I'm not knocking these news sources. That's the way news has been ran for hundreds of years. But nowadays, you guys have these, and we bring you accidents right then, not to get ratings, but so that you can avoid the areas. Let the sheriff's department do their job. Let the first responders do their job and stay the hell out of their way and don't rubberneck. Or you can plan a different route and go around it. I don't know how many people have called in and written in saying, I was on my way to pick up the kids. I'm glad you guys, from school, I'm glad you guys were able to get rerouted, or, the school bus had my kids on there. Are they okay or all right? Because it takes the damn school board, it takes the system. What does it say? Facebook is buffering bad. Tell people they can go to iitwradio.com or YouTube and replay it over or watch it live. Yeah, I'm sure I won't be done bitching for 45 minutes and 29 seconds more.
I have an announcement real quick. I'm going to interrupt you, Travis. There is a 2-car accident with one vehicle overturned right by the Wendy's in Palatka. if you're in that area, or if you're going to be out on the road, please be sure to avoid that area. There's going to be rescue and law enforcement, so please avoid that area. Make sure you give rescue and law enforcement the right of way, because it is the law.
Yeah, move over.
Please keep those
You
people
shouldn't
in
even
your
said
prayers.
anything. You shouldn't even said anything because people are going to be calling and bitching. Well, you shouldn't have said where it was at. It might be one of somebody's relatives. Oh, you kiss my ass. Go to another station. Go to another program. Go to another freaking channel or anything. Just get the hell out of my life. Good God. Until you have the cojones enough to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you didn't go to bed till 4 and go out and cover an accident. What are you guys going to do, really? We shut it down right now? Oh, you wait till the next day. You start your own damn thing. You spend 4 years getting 1 million readers. You think that you're leaving the page? Oh, and you're right in. I'm not following your page anymore. Da 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 da. Wah, bitch, moan and groan. The hell you don't. You come back the next time just because you unlike the page doesn't mean I can't see the freaking stats. There's over 1 million people a week that read the Putnam Way. You think it's going to hurt me? I would rather have 5 readers that appreciate what we do than 999,000 that are sitting there bitching and moaning and complaining and griping all the time. And you racist assholes, every time we put somebody black, and I don't give a damn, you guys can sit here and scream racism all you want. Kiss my freaking ass. You guys can scream about racism. Oh, we put 50 white guys up. We put 1 black person up, and the whole world goes to crap. You guys are saying, oh, you shouldn't have put that up. You're racist because he was black or she was black. Now we put it up because you broke the freaking law. Period. Oh, you shouldn't have put the drowning up. You didn't have the correct information. Go over, and I dare you guys to go over and bitch at the sheriff's department. Go to one of the big news sources and bitch and whine and cry. Screw you. You don't do anything but come on our page because I go on there and check. And you people that just do it, you know what the other thing that aggravates the frickin' piss out of me? People that start GoFundMe accounts, that rip other people off, and then at people that bash other people, and you get on there and you say, oh, you're a racist. But you'll just sit there and call them honky and spick and spade. And, God forbid a white person says nigger. It's called the Constitution, freedom of speech. I'm tired of dancing around a bunch of crap. If you're going to take out the word nigger, then don't say it between yourselves. If you're a black race, don't say it to another person. If you're going to make everybody say the N word, then make them say the H word. Take out honky, take out spick, take out cracker, take out sand cricket, Mulan. You guys are unreal. And go ahead, yes, I said the N word. I really don't give a crap. It's not a word that I use. It's not a racist word that I use. Jesus Christ. All right, you want to bitch for a little bit? Because you're the one that keeps the Putnam Way glued together right now while I'm doing IITW radio and stuff.
Well, and that's what I wanted to mention too. We don't have a huge staff of people. And maybe that's something that people don't realize. There's a small handful of us that keep all of this running. And we don't have 30 or 40 people. There's just a few of us, a very small handful of us. And it's not like, that when I go to bed at night, I have to sleep a few hours before I get up the next morning and start the whole process over again. So if I don't get to something first thing in the morning, right, when everybody gets up, I might not see your message. If I didn't go to bed till 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I might not see it at 7 a.m. I might not see it till 11 o'clock. And everybody comes down so hard. Give us time. Give us time to respond. It's not an easy thing sometimes for us to get to everything right away, but we do the best we can. I do the best I can.
Oh, come on, Tammy.
Just
Just because you have to go shopping at Walmart. Tammy, and this is not a load of crap. I'll call Tammy up and go, "Where you at?" No, I'm in Walmart, or I'm in Publix or Winn-Dixie, or wherever you go. You go to every different store for everything else. You know, it's, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, hang on, I got to go to the front of the store." And for you guys that don't know, Tammy has bad knees, so for her to ride one of them speedy carts that goes like a quarter of a mile per hour to get up to the front of the store just so she can get signal to send stuff out to you guys, and then you're like, well, you guys should be more appreciative. I mean, your moms and dads really should have whipped your asses when you were younger, so you would have some respect. And
I stop everything I'm doing, no matter what I'm doing. Every time something comes across, I stop what I'm doing and I put it up on the page. And I'm not asking for praise or thanks or anything like that. We just want you to understand what it takes for us to put this out there. For those people, we love our loyal readers. We do. We want the people that are out there complaining to understand what it takes for us to do this.
Goofy Girls wrote, the best thing you can do is ignore them and keep doing what you're doing at your best. And then Slurp wrote, start a grind my gears segment.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not. The whole, the thing with the racism and stuff, I'm really getting sick of that crap. You guys want to racist this, racist that. Where's that segment of that guy that called in? I want you guys to hear something. Chris, my IT guy. Chris, say hi.
Give me a second.
He's back
Let me just say real quick before he plays that segment. Last night, when I posted the initial information about last night's incident, I actually had someone go on the post before they even knew who was involved. There were no names. There was not a street address on there. Before they even knew who was involved, they started to try and make it into a race issue.
Oh, is that the one that said, I bet if it was a black person, they would have already shot him?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. The sheriff's department in this county, Tammy knows this, and I'm just telling you other people that are cop haters. The sheriff's department in this county has gone more times not shooting somebody of color than they have actually pulling the trigger. And there's got to be a damn good reason. I know 90% of these people on the sheriff's department here. And Tammy, you're lagging. There you go. Your eyes were stuck.
I saw that.
It looked like you were smoking a Chiba or something. The sheriff's department, Chad Hallman is a perfect example. He was attacked by a black gentleman over in Crescent City. The guy tried to whip his ass and then tried to steal his car. Okay, gonna run him over and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this, if I would have been Chad and you come at me trying to run over a car or trying to kick my ass or trying to go nuts on me, I would shoot your ass. That's why I'm not on the police force. I don't give a damn what color you are. But he didn't pull the trigger on him. And right. Somebody trying to get away like that, if they're going to endanger an officer's life, think what they're going to do to yours. But yet he did not pull the trigger on Chad, my man. Good job.
Kudos. Definitely.
He could have shot him. And then somebody else gets shot, and then all hell's breaking loose. It's a racist thing. Oh, now the cops are all racist. The Putnam Way's racist. Who was that rap star that we put up? Or wannabe rap star? Chubby Stacks.
Oh,
I'm not knocking Chubby, but Chubby, if you're listening and you're out there and you're putting out, you guys go ahead and say I'm racist. Go ahead. I dare you. I'll give your name out right here on the show. James Shaw wrote in, start dropping the bad apples. And it's part of the way of life. It's a media. It's a public information. Raiders football, keep up the good work. Thanks, guys. What he was saying about taking comments down, I am a strong believer in the First Amendment. And that goes from the freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to petition your government. The people that were over in Placa, the one day they had Black Lives Matters, stopped talking to them. The next day, they got All Lives Matters up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they did it in a peaceful protest. They didn't like what the police department did. That was a good thing. I have no problem with that. Go out and protest all you want. Don't pull some Antifa crap. And especially don't try to stop me from getting to where I'm going, because I'm always in a hurry trying to report the news and stuff. But, making it a racist thing, get real. It's that kind of stuff. It pisses me off. And I'm serious about shutting down the Putnam Way. I'm serious. I'm sick of it. We don't make 1 cent off of it. Why in the hell should I waste my gas, my time, your time, Tammy, your fuel, everything else, your sleep?
No, I can use my time for something else if I need to. I have another page I'm starting up.
Yeah, I'm not 20 years old. Hell, I'm
Neither am
57
I.
here in a couple of weeks. And
I'm
with
going to be 55 here in December.
with a heart that they can't fix. I still have a valve that's bad. That's why I have to keep this nitro around my neck all the time. 14 different frickin' pills a day. Even in the hospital last year, when you came over when I had my heart surgery done, what were we doing in there? 10 minutes before I went into
Working.
surgery, trying to get water for the firefighters.
Yep.
At 5 minutes before they had to go in there, asked them if they could give me another 5 minutes, and we got the water needed.
Yep.
That wasn't us. That was you guys buying the water for our fire department. Jamie Lee Wendell said the feed is breaking up. Is that on YouTube? It's breaking up.
Okay, I just wanted to step in, everybody. I'm the manager here. I know we're having some problems. You're having trouble buffering, but I have posted the stream so you guys can listen on the stream. I've posted all the links to iitwradio.com. I've posted the links to the YouTube video. If you can't get into it, try closing out your browser, resetting it, and you can come right back in and try. So, but it's not us. It is Facebook. So ever since they changed their things, they're buffering.
Sheila Beck wrote in and said, this all started over that baby in Interlochen. You can go only report what the police report says. That's exactly what we did. It was exactly their police report. We didn't post anything else different. It was exactly their police report. And then you guys got that. Then people
post anything different.
And then people are writing in, your information's not right. You know what? Tell the sheriff's department about it.
Yeah.
Anytime and yes, they have sent over wrong information. That happens from time to time. Hell, we've gotten wrong pictures from them. But then again, we as a news source have put up wrong pictures. We screw up. Everybody's human. But we're trying to get you the news the best we can. If you don't like it, this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about shutting it down. You know, that people that are bitching about that, I guarantee you, it's heartstruck. You know, and I feel so bad that child died. I know what it's like to lose a kid. You know, that is the hardest thing in the world. 2 kids that's been real close to me, actually more than that. But right, like Rainey, got blasted in the stomach by a 12 gauge. You know, this little girl, she lived with me forever. Not that she had bad parents either. Her dad was a truck driver, and she stayed with me while he was on the road and stuff. She was as much my kid as Cheyenne and Hunter. You know, but you guys want the information right? Here's a little secret for you. Call in to the radio station. Send us a letter to the editor and tell us exactly what happened. You know, don't sit there and, oh, you got the wrong information, blah, 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 blah. Call up the sheriff's department and tell them they got the wrong information. You know, or give us the right information. If you think it's wrong, but we can't go off of anything else except for what the police report says. And if that's not good enough for you, I don't give a damn. Those men and women do the best job that they can, and you guys that disrespect them, I mean, somebody should have. Jamie Lee, she wrote, Jamie wrote, this is the site I go when I'm trying to figure out what is going on in our community. And that's exactly what we try to accomplish. You know, did you find that soundbite, Chris?
I'm still looking for it.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was called?
I don't remember.
Oh, I know exactly where it's at.
That's Mama and Papa's prayer.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, and by the way, while we're doing this, you guys are listening to ITW Radio. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 till 8:30. I'm sorry, we're sitting here looking for this thing. I want you guys to listen to the kind of crap we have to listen to.
I just wanted to make a comment. I'm looking at some comments that are being made here on the Facebook page, and this is in regard to the post that we put up about the child that sadly was passed away after being found in the lake in Interlaken. There seems to be some problem with the fact that they keep mentioning that I put the story up before they ever got to the hospital. I have no way of knowing anything about whether they're on their way to the hospital or what their time frame is. All I know is when I get the information and I put that information up. And to Christina, if you're listening, Christina, yes, your brother did contact me, and I did ask him to refrain from putting some information up that he had. The sheriff's office and I were in contact with each other through email. They had not released an actual statement yet, but I can show you the email that was sent to me by the public information officer about your situation. And I'm getting tired of being called a liar by you and your family. I have an email. Now, I am not lying in any way, shape, or form about that contact or about the information that was sent to me. And if you would like to see it, I will send it to you so that you can see that they did send the information over to us and that what I posted is exactly what they sent me.
You said you listened to the damn radio. Yeah, you didn't want to truth out. That's right, not released. We had a police report when we released it.
Her brother called me and said that I didn't have the story right and that there was some additional information, and I explained to him that the reason we didn't put anything up, any more information up, was because law enforcement hadn't given us that information, and that perhaps they didn't want that information out at that particular time because we didn't know what the outcome of the whole thing was going to be. And I explained that to him. So that is exactly why I didn't add that to.
Wait, she wrote it's not.
Story.
She wrote it's not. It's still not your business. We're a media source. You know, Abby, I have to disagree with you on that. We're a media source. You know, and we help people out. There's not another thing that does. It should have been released. Information should have been released anyways. It's still, it's not my business. When it goes public, that makes it our business. This is called the First Amendment, freedom of press. The news has been around. I've been doing this gig for 40 years. Nothing we do is to hurt or slander anybody. There's a lot of other news sources that put up stuff. Here's a good example. There was a guy that was ran over, and I'm not going to say when or what happened. Placa Daily News did fine. When did it hit? The next day? I'm not knocking Placa Daily News, but it hit the next day. You're looking at it from one side because you're close to it. But have you been complaining about any of the other articles we put up? Yeah, you go on there and complain. I see you do it all the time, but you keep coming back and reading it. Abby, if you don't like it, leave the page. We didn't make what happened happen. Okay? I didn't go out there and I didn't do anything. You have now, yes. Okay. Good luck. I'm glad you read the page and have a good life. But we didn't make up what happened on that news event. We didn't make any of that up. Shut it down. Shut it down. Okay. Bye, Abby.
As a manager, I have had over 500 non-stop comments coming in supporting you guys, and I've only had her come back and say to shut it down.
Yeah. Oh, what you wrote? Yes, we did. We didn't make that happen. What happened with that little kid? My God, I've lost a kid. I know what that feels like. I had a drunk driver run over mine, and I had to sit there and suffer, not because of any negligence on my part. My daughter got her freaking guts blown out all over the place while a kid pointed a shotgun at her and said, "It's locked and loaded, bitch." He put the shell back in and blew her freaking stomach out. As she lay there and begged for her freaking life, she laid there and begged for it. And you know what? As deep and as that much as that hurt me, I had to put it up. Not because I want any friggin' ratings. You want ratings when you're collecting a check. But have you ever sat there and looked at your daughter bleeding to death, begging for her life, and there ain't nothing they could do to save it? I have. And I didn't make this story up. It came off the freaking police report. Tammy, you got the police report? Huh?
It's gone.
It's gone? Okay, I'm not worried about it. And if we release information early, Dawn wrote in, would we get in trouble? No, not really. We could actually put stuff up. I mean, it's freedom of press. And if freedom of press, you know, any of these other news sources, they're out there and they're releasing it right away. I could have released that stuff last night instead of waiting until, 2 hours later? Till waiting on the sheriff's department and stuff.
You were live on the scene.
We had the address.
We were sitting there right in front of the address.
We had the address. I was 100 yards away from where that incident happened last night. We didn't release the address then. We went back later. Tammy went back later and put it in after the police report was released. We did it so that people would stay off of 309. And you know what I saw while I was out there? People walking down the street because they didn't know any better. You know, if a guy would have been running around in the woods and he comes upon some people standing there, he don't know if they're cops or not. You know, I'm not saying this particular incident last night, but when people can read and see what's going on with the Putnam Way, they know to stay the hell in their house. Just like when we had that active shooter out in Interlochen, 2 years ago? People knew to stay in their houses. Mm-hmm. You know. What'd she say? Palaca Daily did a good job. I agree. They always do a good job. You got your news the next day. You know, after it happened. Well, if it happened on a weekend, you know, you get it on Tuesday.
And they gave the same police report you guys had. Everybody gets the same police report.
We all get the same police reports, but I don't see you guys writing into the letter to the editors. I get the Palaca Daily every day. I read it. But I don't ever see any letters to the editors complaining, you know, about what they write. This local source sucks. Well, thank you, Abby. Can you tell me the difference, Abby? I want to ask you this, and I'd really like to put this up on here, and I probably shouldn't say this, but you know, there's three different animals that eat grass: a deer, a horse, and a cow. I want you to give me the answer up here. 30 seconds. Let's see if you can get this answer. The deer craps pellets, the horse craps clumps, and the cow craps patties. But they all eat the same exact thing. Can you tell me why? Oh, you want her to call? Yeah. Abby, why don't you call in if you want to discuss it live on the radio? I'll give you the number.
Give us just a couple seconds. We can have it set up.
Wait. I didn't make it sound like the parents were sitting in the house and they were fingers up their asses and let the kids play at the damn lake.
Can I step in 1 second before you finish that, Travis? Give me 1 second before you finish that. Last night I made a text and it came out the wrong way. Everybody in the mood you're in has the ability to take things out of context. And I'm going to say that before you finish, Travis.
Well, that's a bad thing about it. You can't hear any intonation. You can't do anything else. But it didn't make it sound like they were in there. Because, see, I know more about the thing because I listened to the police scanner than what I'm going to say on the air. So you really want me to go there? I mean, really? Because I have information on everything and everybody in that freaking household. Everything. And when the one guy called in and said he was there, and we had put the wrong information up, that he had the right information, man, if we'd have posted that, you would have really been pissed off. So let the lie sit. You know what? I even sent a thing in and said, you can write in and give us your side of the story. Didn't you contact her, Tammy?
Yes, I just forwarded the email from PCSO to IITW Radio's email.
Okay, it's on IITW Radio's email. Put up that
Yes.
police report. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. Do you want to give her the phone number to call in?
No, you know what? I'm done with that conversation.
Okay.
I'm
I was going to
gonna
say we have the
move
phone
on.
line ready to go.
Unless you want to call in. Abby, you want to call in? Type in yes.
We'll give her a chance to get her side out.
You know,
Because
You
she
send her a
seems to be the
copy.
one that has a problem.
Tammy, you send her a copy of the police report.
I didn't, but I can.
Send her a copy of the police report.
Tammy, can you also email that to
What?
iitwradio.com and we will post that while we're discussing this conversation, please?
I just
know-
did.
Okay.
I didn't speculate on what could have happened, which is what a lot of news sources do when they get on the air. They say, oh, well, the kid was left alone, or the kid was unattended, or, you know, the kid was pushed, or whatever the speculations. We didn't write in there and say, we don't know what happened. It could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been that. Yeah, none of that was written in there. You know, I know from having kids. I know if you got a lock 6 foot up on the door, 8 foot on the door, someone's little kids can figure out how to open them. Nothing was said in there about that. Nothing was ever rewritten about it.
No.
But you know what? I'm tired of that. I'm going to move on. You know, I'm sorry you feel that way, Abby, and if you want to get your news someplace else, that's fine. You know, but, well, what people comment on, I can't help. And the one thing I believe in, Abby, is just like we are freedom of speech here, I could delete you right now. I could delete everything that's going on, but I don't do that. I let people, and there's a lot of comments that we do delete. Racism, there was comments that was made about that situation that we took down instantly, that were hid, because they were really uncalled for. And yes, people are nasty, but I can't help that. What did that post say at the very bottom? Tammy, what did that post say?
I asked for people's prayers.
Yep. For prayers. And also, if they needed a GoFundMe account, how many kids have we helped bury? And how many adults?
Quite a lot.
When the funeral homes don't release the bodies, I remember putting out $6,000 out of my own pocket just so a little kid could be buried. And I don't want any praise for that. I'm not trying to get any praise for it. Idiots. If you want drama, I read your post. If I want true media, I go elsewhere. Do you go to CNN by any chance? Or do you go to, do you bitch at, because I know that First Coast News and Channel 9 had it on there, but did you go there and bitch and complain? Have you called up their station manager? Because they put up more stuff about it than we did. Mm-hmm. Nope, you didn't. Why not? It was the exact same thing, exact same police report. Except for they added more detail into it and speculated. Some of the news sources did. I won't say all of them. Long Gray, bye. Bye-bye. Huh? Okay. Well, whoever said Putnam County is but nothing but drama llamas. I can't help that. I'm not into drama. I don't create the news. We report it. I don't make the news up. You know, I don't know who that was that said bye. I'm sorry if I said the wrong person. Oh, they were saying it to somebody else. But, you know, guys and gals, we're not here to bash anybody. And we try to help out as many people as we can. Yeah, Susan wrote in about the guy last night. She said she was a bit concerned that the neighbors weren't warned about potential dangers. So she lives right close to there. To the man that shot his wife last night. Susan, what I can tell you on that, and from being out there, is the men and women that were out there last night, They didn't have a chance. Everything happened so quick, and their main concern was getting the lady out of the house. They figured that he was inside, even though he probably heard the dogs outside. They were doing a case perimeter of the thing. They were 99% sure he was inside the house, but at that time, they didn't have time to focus on going next door, and I'm not trying to take up for him. I'm just remaining unbiased about it. I sat there and watched the whole thing, and these guys were like a well-oiled machine. They got there quick enough that they contained and kept the gentleman inside the house. And their main thing was to keep everybody safe. What you might not have seen is they had officers about every 40 to 50 yards there. So if anybody would have tried to come in your house, and I don't think there was a way that they could have really have warned you as quick as everything went down and them trying to contain the situation. And they were in contact with the gentleman. So they, I could hear it on the scanner. They were doing the negotiating and stuff with him and trying to get him out there so that he didn't go ballistic. And they did an excellent job of getting him out there. But I know why sometimes it might seem like that, they're not really doing anything, but they are doing something. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Mindy works and says, I enjoy your local stories. The page really shutting down, or is this just the views? I don't know. It's not to try to get ratings. I don't need any more readers or any more listeners. I mean, we have 600-something thousand people on the radio and over 1 million on the Putnam Way. I'm not trying to get anybody else there. I'm really, Abby, I'm going to say this last thing to you. And I understand this, because I've got to move on. But it says your baby is dead, and I feel so bad for you. I know what it's like to lose a kid. And it says y'all are still talking about it. I'm not the one who keeps dragging it out. And I don't have your son in my mouth in my name. And I don't know you and your son. I don't know. All I know is what happened, and I feel so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I know what it's like to lose a child. I know what it's like to lose two children. It's the worst thing in the world, and nobody can ever take that pain away. And I hope you're getting some type of counseling for it. I really do, because the road's not as rough as it's going to get here in the next year. It's going to be the hardest damn thing you've ever gone through in your life. What we talk about and what we do, that was 15 minutes. Next week, people just like my son and my daughter, they've forgotten the story. Next week, people aren't going to even remember it happened because there's going to be so much other crap that's going on. But you're going to have to, just like myself, you're going to have to live with it the rest of your life. Do I think you pushed your kid in the water? No, I don't. I think it was a complete accident. Unfortunately, the police report is what we put up. I didn't put my own personal views. If you'd like to come on as a mom and talk about it, I know exactly what you're going through. And yeah, I'll probably bawl my eyes out with you. That's not our intention to smear you. Nothing has been done to smear you. We don't do that. And I understand right now the pain and the hurt that you're going through. I really do. And I am so sorry you lost your child. And we're not saying it was your fault. Accidents happen all the time. And just because a bunch of other assholes get on there and say stuff.
It's not us.
That's not me. That's not Tammy. But we still have to go with the constitutional rights, the freedom of speech. And be straight up front with you. There was a lot of people that we took their comments down. Probably what, Tammy? 1,000 or so?
Yeah.
People. Because it just wasn't right what they were saying.
It's a cruel world.
A few of them slipped by. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not trying to use them as an example. I was already moved on to another story. Anyways, Abby, if there's anything we can do to help you out, if you need a GoFundMe account, you know, that you're more than welcome to send that in, and we'll try to get you help with whatever it needs. You know, if you need to get some counseling, I'll try to get a counselor to help you out. That I'm not saying you're a nut job. I'm not saying you need a psychiatrist. I'm not saying anything like that. But what you're going through is tough, and I'm going to get off the thing right about it because
We love you, and you're in our prayers. Just
yeah, I mean, you don't think you're in our prayers? You don't think my heart was ripped in half when I found out another child was gone? Man, I go and cover wrecks all the time. I just covered one not long ago. And I watched the police, the firefighters, myself, and people bawl their eyes out at these things. And for me to put something up, it's the roughest thing in the world. But being a news source, we have to report the news. We have to go with the Constitution. The freedom of speech, the freedom of press. And I'm sorry people are assholes. I really am. You don't know me either. You know, I'm not an asshole like you think. There's not one time, there's not been 1 second of the day, 24 hours a day, you couldn't have called us and asked us if we needed help. You know, you keep writing stuff in, and we get about 6,000 emails minimal a week. To get to your stuff or anybody else's, you know, I'm not going to get in a pissing match with you. You know, if you need help, let us know. We don't have to do it on the air. I've got some people that do some behind-the-scenes stuff, and I'm not going to write anything about it. I could care less about ratings.
the message button's there, the phone number's there. You can call.
And it wasn't about you, tonight's show. It was about people calling in and being racist, and people calling in and commenting like on your ad or your article or your police report or you're this, and I'm not talking as, you know,
We even had it over
Abby.
an artist. We had one of our artists we shared, and we even had it over that.
Yeah, I mean,
I know everything feels personal right now, but it's not.
The you know, the guy that wrote in about he went in and put a post in on ours calling us dirtbags and stuff under a young black woman who's an artist out of Africa, phenomenal singer. And I'm trying to push her music because I don't make anything off of pushing the artist either, but I want them to get recognition. They bust their butts to get that recognition. And then we got some yahoo over here calling us fascists and everything else and making it about him, another complete different post, and taking the girl's thunder away from her. And how freaking right is that? And no, whoever wrote in a minute ago, you know, that we're just doing this for ratings or whatever, or we're just doing the show tonight. No, I'm really thinking about pulling the freaking plug.
We don't make one dime off this page, none of us. All of us are here just to help the community. None of us make 1 cent off this.
You know, and I'm not joking. I'm ready to pull the freaking plug. My health has been affected. Tammy's health has been affected for what? You know, to be called racist, to be called this and that. Hell no, I can go on the radio. I can pull a Howard Stearns and I can cuss, I can talk, I can do whatever I want to. You know, I choose not to sling baloney on a woman's ass, though. There's a bunch of stuff that I won't do. You know, or get people on there to show how big their freaking or how small their penises are, to sniff a fart and tell what it's. Did you eat peanut butter last night? No. Did you eat chicken? No. Fart in my face one more time. I don't do that crap. You know. Okay.
I just feel sorry for
Abby.
you. I feel sorry for you,
I feel
Abby.
sorry
I'm
for
sorry you
Abby,
feel
but-
like that. But, you know, there is a delete button. You can remove yourself.
Yeah. I'm sorry going through what you're going through,
But
Abby,
why,
but I got
why do the same thing to other people that are being done to you?
Tammy, go ahead. Jump in here. Feel free.
I guess I'm at a loss for words here. I'm sorry too for Abby. I don't know what else to say.
I'm not trying to change your mind, Abby. You know, you do what you want to do. You're a grown person. You know, we offered you help. We've told you. We sent you over copies of the police report. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
This
But back
wasn't.
up.
This whole thing wasn't even meant about the story.
No,
This whole
tonight
thing
wasn't. No.
Tonight wasn't even about this. This was about other things.
A conglomeration of
this was-
things.
Yeah, it was. It was about a whole bunch of other things that have come up over the last few days with people posting things on the pages and on the articles that are just it's just building. It's like there's this tension building in Putnam County that, quite frankly, like Travis said, if this is what the page is going to turn into, then we don't need to keep the page going.
I don't want to go in. Yeah, she thinks she heard comments on hers. Remember when my daughter got blasted in the stomach? The crude ass comments I had to leave up on the page about my daughter. That was some bull crap.
I mean, that was bad
where
enough,
were you?
and it's just getting worse.
Yeah,
It's
where were
getting
you
worse
when your
and
daughter
worse
was
and
shot?
worse.
She was waiting on her
Right.
biological dad to come home. He was supposed to come home that day. The kid walked in the house and, you know. Yeah, I had to take a beating, real bad beating, worse beating than I've ever seen anybody take. You know, and then the whole racist thing, I think that's one of the things that really gets me pissed off. You know, there's quite a few people that get on there and it's, you know, you guys listening, this isn't because of one or two. This is because we have some nice people that get on there and then you have people threatening them, threatening to come to their homes, threatening to shoot them, you know, threatening to go over and kick their ass. And it's just starting too much chaos. As Abby said, it was drama or whatever.
That's not what we started this page for. That was not our intention. We want this page to bring the community together. We want this page to be a way for people to know what's going on in the community. Travis and I believe that prayer and unity among people is what is going to heal things. Not all of this bad language and this hatefulness that's being put on the page. We don't like this.
It's not worth it.
This hatred and this language that's being used on the pages. I mean, it's never been this bad. Never.
Like I said, here behind the console and do radio every night and not report the news and just talk about politics. You know, talk about what's going on in the community. You know, trying to raise funds for little kids so that some kid has a Christmas, you know, instead of listening to this bullshit, you know, of, oh, you're racist. Oh, you guys are fascists. I wish we could find that one. Y'all suck. Tammy sucks. The Putnam Way sucks. You guys sound like you've been eating cornmeal out of a freaking mama's butt since he's born. Probably still on the nipple, you know. You know, and then they got to make it about Democrats or Republicans, and I'm a freaking independent. I think they all suck, you know, but you got to vote for the lesser of the two evils. And when I asked that question before to anybody that could tell me the difference between deer poop, which comes out pellets, a horse's comes out in clumps, and a cow comes out in patties, and they all eat the same thing. You're going to try to tell me about stuff and you don't know shit. You know, people get pissed off about that now because I said the word shit. Maybe get educated and find out where the word comes from. Oh, boy.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to give this some real thought about whether or not we're going to yank it.
I'm going to decide by the weekend. I mean, I'm aggravated with it.
I don't know. We're still getting a lot of comments, I know, on the page because I'm looking at it right now. I'm tired of being beat up. I know that.
Me too. I don't, you know, I'm very seriously thinking about pulling the plug. I don't know. It's, I mean, every week, you know, it's like putting out more and more and more and more money. Hell, my gas bill's already over $600 a month.
Yeah.
Just for the Putnam Way running around. And that takes out the little kids. I mean, we still need to raise 50,000 toys for the kids in this community in less than 2 months. And this year's worse than it's ever been. People are just not getting involved. Businesses, I mean, it's, you know, they're making more. Yeah, they're giving out their little bonuses and crap, but they don't seem to be passing it on to the kids this year.
Well, Quench the Thirst hasn't even been what it was last year.
No, I know, and that's our volunteer
People
firefighters.
I know people aren't donating like they were.
They make $4 a
all.
freaking call. Last year we raised over 500,000 bottles of water. This year, half of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a
If
bunch
that.
of, and tell me people can't afford $2.36 for a case of water. You know, it's like they don't give a damn anymore. And when they don't give a damn, I don't give a damn. You know, I'm serious, Tammy. I'm thinking about shutting it down. And this ain't to get ratings, because I'm going to keep doing radio. I've done radio for how many years now? Hell, since we were in high school. You remember when I was on the air back in the early 80s?
Yep. And I'm getting ready to start mine up, and you know, I can put all my effort towards that.
Yeah, and we don't.
I don't need to do the Putnam Way either.
No, we don't.
It's
We
not
don't have to.
doing anything for me.
Hell, Mama B called me the other night. You were on the phone. I was talking to you. I was talking to you about a freaking recipe. Then I get a call from Mama B. This is going on. This is going on. You know, several times. That happens all the time. The scanner rings, you know, or there's a fire. You know, go report it. You know, my kids' birthdays running out, the same as the volunteer firefighters, running out just so a bunch of ungrateful people can get their kicks out of yelling racism at other people and being assholes to us.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe these people should go start their own freaking pages. You know.
I'd like to see some of them try.
I really would too. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars have we gotten wrapped up into this thing? I know you spent a bunch of your retirement money on it. I spent a buttload of mine.
And time is money.
Yep. And I'm at the age now where I'm supposed to be enjoying my life, not putting up a bunch of whiny assholes. And yes, I'm whining. Man, I'm right there with you. I told you I'm fair. I still remain unbiased. I don't give a damn. We only got a few minutes anyways, 13 minutes left. But to the rest of you that do like the show and do not just the show here, but do read the Putnam Way. We really appreciate what the ones that you do. And it's always the poorest people that help out with stuff. That's the other thing that really gets under my frickin' car and pisses me off. People are, oh, you guys are just doing this to look good. Oh, it's, you just do it for that feel-good thing at Thanksgiving. Let me tell you something. It don't feel good when you go out and you give a family a case of food. Because 90% of these people that would go to their houses and deliver these boxes, which, by the way, we have very few volunteers that help us. Lee Dandridge helps, and Ben. And who else helps?
Who doesn't? And 90% of our readers help. But if you're saying locally...
Yeah, I mean locally, helping deliver the food. Yeah, they'll buy a turkey. That's the easy part, going in and delivering the stuff.
I
mean,
we only
4,000 meals before Thanksgiving. There's only a handful
I
of
was
us.
going to say maybe about 7 or 8 people that actually go out and do it.
Yeah, but you know what? These people bitching, should me giving away free stuff, or you're feeling good. You only do it to get a feel good. Let me tell you
No,
people
you don't.
something. When you go out and you take a family food, it is the most horrible and heart-wrenching thing that you'll ever do in your freaking life. Because when you go into some of these houses, these kids in this county and these people that need it are so freaking poor that when you go in there, and they're not the ones out there getting $1,600, $2,000 in food stamps a freaking week. It's the grandmother that's going to work over here at one of the nursing homes that's making just above minimum wage and trying to raise her $4,000 or $6,000 kids that doesn't have squat, and she's doing without. It's the elderly woman up in, you know where I'm talking about, Tammy, that was
Yeah, because they know how it feels.
that threw up cat food or dog food because she was trying to feed her husband eggs that had worked for the school board for 19 years and then had heart attacks. The man had 26 surgeries on his heart, and she was eating cat food and didn't tell anybody about it. When we have to go there and give these people food, I know it's only for a short time. I can't afford to feed them every damn day. But you go there and you give them food, they're all happy because they're going to have a meal for 1 or 2 days. When I leave there, it rips my freaking heart out of my chest because I know when I walk away, they don't have it come the next Friday. And they're not collecting the food stamps.
Right. In the last minute.
Yeah, thanks,
stuff
Gator
with
fan. Thank you for writing that in.
What was that?
We are reading everyone's comments. It's just hard to fit them all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
so
lots
many
of 'em.
comments coming in.
We have over 800,000 comments now that have come in support of the Putnam Way.
You know, it's a lot. I appreciate it, guys. Because, you know, most of the time people don't comment. They don't let us know what they're thinking. All we get is some bastard-sized comments, you know, and a few people getting on there and fighting and stuff. But back to what I was saying, that is the most heartbreaking thing. You guys giving the turkeys and stuff, that's the easy part. I wish more people would get involved with it.
Travis, can you go into the story about the last one we did on Christmas this year? The last one we delivered. Remember the three little girls? And
Yeah.
the little boy didn't have any presents because nobody had donated. We had to actually go find presents at 4 o'clock in the morning because nobody had donated. This poor
That's-
little child didn't have anything.
Yeah. Okay. That was out in Interlaken.
Yeah.
The last stop of the night, 6:30 in the morning, and we pull up to this house. And I believe the family, correct me, Tammy, if I'm wrong, I think the family had been in a fire. And they didn't have they didn't have their Christmas list in by November 1st. And normally after November 1st, we don't take anybody, though we have every year. You know, there's a few stragglers that come in. And the family out there in Interlaken didn't have squat. They lost everything. I believe it was in a fire or
I
something.
believe it was.
And then the
Yeah,
dad
I
got
think
hurt
so.
on a construction accident.
Yeah.
They had nothing. No money, no nothing. And I wished I could remember the lady's name when you posted it at 3:30 in the morning. She said that her grandchildren had more than they needed. And she met me at Walmart parking lot and dropped the presents off. And then, boom, we were out there. The woman, when we showed up, didn't think we were coming. And she didn't have any cell phone signal. She had already used all of her minutes up. And I told her, we will be there. Before the sun comes up, we will be there.
That was the last stop of the night.
And I was so freaking tired. And when we got to the house, the girl was sitting out on the porch and crying. And she's like, oh, my God. You know, I don't want to get choked up here because every time I think about it, it's crap.
Yeah,
It's
she didn't think any of us were
frickin'
coming. She
lump
thought her
coming up
children
there.
weren't going to have a Christmas.
Yeah, she didn't think their kids were going to have a Christmas. And all of a sudden, she's sitting on the porch. We pull up out there, and her and her husband are out there, and he's trying to comfort her and bawling her eyes out. And I said, and I remember her name now, and I said, hey, is your name such and such? Yeah, and I said, Santa wanted me to drop these packages off. And she, that gal about broke my damn back. Give me the
yeah.
bear hug.
She opened the door and she thought she was only she's like, well, which ones are mine?
She's like, which ones are mine? And it was the whole back end of my
Yep, thanks
cab
to
because people had come together right at that last moment.
Yep,
At
last
4 o'clock
hour.
in the freaking morning.
on Christmas Eve,
They met us out
Christmas
there.
morning. Yep.
And the whole back of my king cab was filled. The whole back of my truck was filled. And she goes, which packages are mine? I said, all of them. That was it. I mean, she lost it. I lost it. And she's like, shh, can we be quiet? Because my kids are still sleeping. They're going to be up any minute now. And we got the packages. Just as we got the packages inside the door, they came out. The other one that was one of the things that really pisses me off is when people call in and they're saying, I'm going to try to do this one out, getting choked up, and I've only got a few minutes left. But I go out to this house to deliver a Thanksgiving dinner. And when I pulled up at this curb, there was a little boy sitting there. You might have to extend this, Chris, 5 more minutes. Or give it 10 more minutes because I want to tell the story, and it's going to be the last one for the night. I'm going to extend it 10 minutes. So you guys bear with us for a second. This is an important story.
Yes, because we love
Get
the
your
community.
Get your Kleenex ready. Oh, hell, we don't even have any Kleenex in the studio
I
now.
got some
So.
paper towels for you. I got a
Tammy?
T-shirt.
Oh, hell yeah, I got to roll a Bounty here. The quicker picker. No, this isn't Bounty. It's freaking Dollar General or something. I don't know. Anyways, I go out to this house or apartment complex to deliver this food. And when I pulled up, there's a little 6-year-old kid that's sitting there on the, you know how the little median comes out in between the parking spaces. And there's grass, and he's playing there in front of his apartment. This over in Palaca, and he says, excuse me, I'm sorry. And I was trying to open my door, and he's kneeling down there playing with a Matchbox set that had no wheels on it. And a Tonka truck was about this big, one of the yellow ones. No wheels. You know this story. You know you're about to freaking lose it, too. Anyways, he says, I said, well, excuse me, little man. He goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get in your way. And I said, yeah, I said, you're not my way. I said, do you know where apartment's something? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. I said, that's a good idea. So this lady was driving by on a golf cart, and I said, can you tell me where, I don't want to say the number of the building, people might get where it was at. She said, oh, yeah, that's in the newer complex. Walk right through the grass here if you want, and then go up the steps. Well, I go over there, and I knock on the door. All of a sudden, the woman opens up her door, and all this pot comes rushing out. You know, I got high. There's a guy just standing there in it. And there was a party going on in her house, probably 20 people. Your eyes froze up again.
Oh, that's an interesting shot. There she
Your
goes.
eyes are completely froze up.
There she goes.
There it is. Anyways, did you see your eyes? That's funny. Anyways, she's like, I said, did you guys write in about getting a turkey dinner and stuff? And she goes, yeah, well, we're having a party, so we needed extra food. I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever felt my blood pressure rise up like that. You know, I've had people pull up brand new cars and we give them turkey dinners, and it still pisses me off. Can afford this, but you can't. But you know, who knows they need it? Maybe they're down on hard times. These people are in there drinking and partying their asses off for a meal. The lady's trying to grab the box out of my hand, or girl. I grabbed the box, snatched it back, and I said, I don't think so. And I started walking away. But I got to the Jeep, and I was really pissed off that they had used us to get munchies for their freaking pot party. Go to toss the box back in there, and I said, you going to have a good Thanksgiving, little man? He goes, I said, you going to eat 100 pounds of turkey? And he goes, oh, no, that'd be a big turkey. I don't know you can eat 100 pounds of turkey. And I said, well, you can try, can't you? And he goes, no, I'm eating chicken. And I said, oh, you don't like turkey? And he goes, no, they didn't have any more of those dinners left. I'm like, dinners? Okay, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but, you know, I can figure out 1 and 1 is 2 and come up with Swanson TV dinner. So I said, where do you live at? He goes, right there. So I went and knocked on the door. Lady opens up and I say, excuse me, ma'am, this is going to sound like the weirdest damn thing you've ever heard in your life, but can I see your refrigerator? And she goes, look, if you're from DCF, I've got a job. You know, I've been doing my rent, and I'm working out my rent payments with a landlord, and there's no problem. I swear to God, please don't take my kids. I said, I'm not with DCF. And she goes, they have food. And I'm like, look, I just want to see it here. You know, and she goes, I don't know you. And I said, I'm not a cop. I'm not with DCF or anything else. And she goes, I love my kids. They're clean, except for him. He's dirty. She had 3 kids. She agreed to let me. I gave her my wallet, and I said, here, you can stand outside. That way you can run. There's my driver's license. Here's everything in it. You can see who I am. I just want to look in the refrigerator. If I see what I think I'm going to see, I think you're going to be happy. Open the refrigerator, about a quarter of a gallon of milk. And then open the freezer. Sure enough, there's 4 Swanson TV dinners in there. 1 chicken, 3 turkey and gravy with the brownies. And I said, I walked back out and I said, can I have my wallet back, please? And she goes, I'm sorry, what's going on? I said, I'll be right back. So I went and I got this box out, and I told the kid, I said, hey, little man, you want to give me a hand with this? So I took the box in there and set it down on the counter, and this turkey's pre-cooked. All they got to do is just warm it up in the oven. I set the thing out on the counter, and a little kid's eyes got this big around. And he's like, is that a 100-pound turkey? And I said, nope, it's 16 pounds. You think you can eat all that? And he goes, oh, yeah, does it have stuffing in it? I love stuffing. I said, nope, here you go. There's a big tray of stuffing. It was one of the ones that came from Publix, one of the pre-cooked dinners. So he got 5 pounds of stuffing, all this stuff. And so I went back. I told the lady, I said, do you think you can eat all this, little man? And then she starts crying, right? So I said, well, you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Normally we have stuff left over that we put it out, you know, and we save it in case there's any stragglers and stuff. So I go back to my Jeep, and there's still 4 bags of canned goods and, you know, another chicken and a ham and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? This year I'm not even going to take it back and put it in the freezer. You know, if somebody calls and late, you know, they're just pimped. Luckily, nobody did. I walked back up to the door to give it to him, and the door was open, and here's his mother sat there praying with her little kids. That's the part that chokes me up. That's not all the time remaining on it, is it?
No,
okay,
it'll
good.
refresh.
We're good.
I walk up to the door, and here's the little kid. He's got his arm around his mom, and he goes, "See, Mommy, I told you God would give us food." And I about lost it, and I just set the bags down, slid them right over, and I went back outside, and I felt good that it was the readers that were able to provide that. All I was the courier to take and deliver this stuff to them. So I wrote this story, and that little kid at Christmas time, we have never gotten as many Tonka toys and Matchbox toys for one little kid in my life. I've never seen anything like it. People started donating, and I think he got 200 Matchbox toys, and the little girls got everything they wanted. Some stuff does turn out good, and it's not because of us. It's because of the readers of the Putnam Way and the listeners of ITW Radio that helps us be able to do this stuff. And there's a few stories like that over the time that has actually been what has kept my incentive and Tammy's incentive for keeping this open. Even though there's some people out there that are real assholes. But I'm going to have to make the decision before this weekend. I don't know. I'm getting up there in age, and I don't know, I'm kind of getting aggravated with it.
Yeah, actually, disconnect. I added more time, but it just ignored it.
Okay.
Telling him something.
Yeah, just go ahead and click it on. I mean, we're still live on YouTube and stuff, right? Facebook.
Correct.
Yeah, for people that don't know, there's radio software, and then we have to put in. We have some. You guys don't listen to us. ITW Radio. You can go on YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
Download the app. Yes.
Yeah, you can download the app. We have an app. We don't have the one for Apple yet, though. But the privacy policy was still trying to work that stuff out. But if you have an Android, you can go on to Google Shop Store.
Go to Google Play Store and type in IITW Radio. You'll see the big globe. Click on it. We have different music every day, but you'll be able to listen to our shows every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:30 p.m.
You can't download it, but we have some 4,000 artists that are kick butt. We don't allow any. I'm going to shoot a cop in the head.
No.
Or yo mama. Wait, I think we do have a song called that.
No, we didn't.
But we don't allow any racist songs or anything like that.
No race baiting.
Closest thing is the one guy that says "Call the Bitch Doctor" or something like that. That's actually a pretty funny song.
It's actually a
country
funny song. That's Kurt Fortmeyer
But
out of Nashville.
I don't know, Tammy. We're gonna have to sit down and talk about it this week because I don't know. I'm getting old and I'm getting tired.
I know.
And
It makes two of us.
it would save me a bunch of money. That's for damn sure. And you got people that are ungrateful. I mean, I don't know. There's a
This is all out of our personal pockets, you guys. We don't get paid. We don't do anything. This is to help you.
It's cost us.
Yeah.
It hasn't
Gator
made us
fan
money.
wrote that they're crying with you. He says such a blessing to be blessed. Them, you're appreciated. I appreciate you writing that. But the thing is, it's not about. It's when I grew up and Tammy grew up, people used to be, if the outhouse needed to be moved, people would jump in and they would help move that outhouse, or Farmer Brown's crops need to get put out. We'd all get together and go over there and do that. There's one more story I'm going to tell about an elderly black grandmother. And remember this, Tammy? It's 3 years ago. I went to her house to drop off. And they went to one of the local high schools. And I went to drop off a turkey dinner there. When I get there, I knew the kids. They went to Crescent City High School. And I went there to drop it off. And the grandmother, in which, if you're a parent, buckle up and don't make your mom and dad raise your freaking kids. I know there's some situations, but if you're a crackhead, get off the crap. If you're an alcoholic, get off the crap. Be a parent. Go raise your damn kids. Or at least help your parents raise them. Anyways, I get out there, and this grandmother who's raising 4, 5, 6 kids. I get to the door, and they had no idea I was coming. And this is the one I told you where they were sitting there eating a can of corn, and they were sharing it. And I said, hey, you guys going to eat that? And all that. And the one little girl was so cute. Little black girl goes, you want some, Mr. Travis? I can put some on a plate for you. And I'm like, yeah, I tell you what if you help me eat my dinner? So it's the only Thanksgiving dinner that I've sat down to in 10 years now? 15 years, something. Maybe. Yeah, 15 years. Normally I go home and eat a bologna sandwich. And anyhow, I take the box in there, and she says, go next door and get such and such. She tells her son that. And I'm like, well, is that all right if I go with you? And she goes, sure, we all go over there. I'm going to invite him over for dinner. So I went next door, and they knock on the door, and the lady opens the door, and she goes, yeah, come in. And she goes, we were just getting ready to pray and give thanks, and they had a can of Spam there. Actually, 3 cans of Spam. She said they were going to live it up that year. And I'm like, Spam? I mean, Spam is all right, but, wouldn't you rather have a turkey? And she goes, yes, I would. And I said, and then the lady says, well, we come over to invite you to come and eat our food. I said, they ain't eating your food. I bought that for you guys. And not for them. That was just for your family, not for them. She got pissed. Says, well, you know what, Mr. Roberts, she could take your damn food back. And I don't know how she do that head wobble thing. I never have been. Yeah, that's it. You could just take your damn food back. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. She goes, and you can get the hell out of this house. You done made me say 2 cuss words. And I'm like, wait. I told her son, I leaned over and whispered to her son, and I said, go out there and get that other box out of my car. Of course, he's 14 years old and scrappy, and he's playing JV ball. He comes out and he brings in, and I said, you can't eat there. They can't eat your food because you've got your own food. This box is for you guys. I have 1 box left. And it was the coolest thing because they set up a table. It actually wasn't a table. It was a bunch of planks. And then they threw a sheet over top of it. And they invited me to sit down and eat with them. Actually, there's one more story if I got enough time.
I don't know anybody that has more stories than you do, Travis.
Well, this is about the homeless guy. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, Chris, give me.
You're okay. Just keep extending. Go ahead.
8 minutes. I can do this. I can pull this off in 8 minutes. This is one of the.
Make it up to 8 minutes or add 8 minutes?
Add 8 minutes to it. That'll give me 10 minutes. And we got to close it out because we got artists that need their music played, and I've got to get ready. I've got to go out and cover another story tonight. And so I go out to this place. I found this kid who had been homeless. Got his foot degloved. Some of you have read the story. Some of you have seen him on the radio show. This kid got his foot cut off, or degloved, the whole bottom of it cut off in a lawnmower and half of his calf. By the time he gets out of the hospital, which is 8 months later, they done foreclosed on his house. He has to move into the woods. I'm giving you guys the Reader's Digest version. Moves into the woods, walks across the street after they come and evict him, goes over there to live in the palmetto bushes, walks in there and gets bit by freaking water moccasin. This guy has the worst luck in the world that I've ever seen. So anyways, I go out there, and he's living on a diet of rats and roaches and stuff. And he's going to be on the show next week again. He's living on rats and roaches and stuff. And I've never seen anybody eat a barbecued rat. Not barbecued, but a rat on a stick. It's one of the nastiest things you'll ever see in your life. Or see them hit a cockroach just with their hand and then pick it up and eat it and say it doesn't. Once you get past the yellow stuff, the protein's really good for you. Well, I go out there on Thanksgiving Day, and I took him a small turkey. It was like a 2-pound. I think it was a chicken. It wasn't even a turkey. Wasn't it? I don't know. You helped me cook it, Tammy. Was it chicken?
It was a, yeah.
It was a chicken. Took a chicken out there, cooked it up for him, did all the trimmings, and he wanted me to sit there and eat with him in the woods. You know, the guy had nothing. And living off roaches and rats. And he was trying, You know, there's an old man that's living out here in the woods. He could probably use half of these canned goods. And there was only like 5 or 6 canned goods there. He was like, he could use half of them. I'm just going to give him half of them. Well, as I wrote the story about the kid, people started donating. And he started getting more and more, you know, he had 10 or 15 blankets and 2 sleeping bags and stuff. And I said, you know, we keep these extra blankets and stuff for yourself. He goes, no, that's not right. He said, okay. That was the bell going off, apparently. Anyways, pardon us while we have technical difficulties. It's not mine either, for once. Anyways,
It's not mine.
what the kid did was he took the throw it out the studio, Chris. Set it out there on the patio in front of the studio. Watch the creatures come running around. See Snow White coming around. Anyways, this kid takes his stuff, some of the stuff that he could have kept for himself. He only, instead of keeping 4 or 5 tubes of toothpaste and, you know, 4 or 5 things of deodorant, he wanted me to take him out to this area where there were some other homeless people that lived. And when I got out there, it was unbelievable how many homeless people were living out there. Let's put it this way. There's more than 50 families. And I watched them cut a stick of deodorant up and split it up between themselves, which I was just amazed at. But,
Wow.
you know, we really got to think about it, Tammy. I don't know. I'm not going to make a decision tonight. There's a major fire.
In Interlaken.
Yeah, spreading to adjacent
on
buildings.
Switzerland Street.
We're working on the location. It sounded like they said 210
It
Switzerland
is
Street.
Switzerland
They said
Street.
that it's fully involved. Power lines are down. They have several tankers on site.
Is that in Interlaken?
Switzerland Street.
Yeah, where's it at?
Switzerland Street.
I know Switzerland Street. We're a township.
Interlaken.
Oh, Interlaken. Okay.
Yes.
They got people out there with his police scanners on. I guarantee Mama B knows exactly where it's at.
Yes, it is a fully involved single wide mobile home.
It's spreading.
My source did not say for sure about that. That's Station 4 zone.
Yes, you got it. The Station 4 out there in Interlaken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you keep those people in your prayers, and to our firefighters and first responders, you know, you guys be careful. You know, and the people that are out there, stay away from the street. I mean, don't walk down there and don't get involved. Don't get near those hoses. You ever seen one of those hoses burst? Well, I know you have because you worked for the fire department for a while.
Yeah.
I've seen one of those things blow before, and it's not pretty.
Not only that, but those firefighters need to be able to move around freely and not have to worry about people standing around and, you know, excuse me, I need to get here, or, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, they just don't need a lot of onlookers.
Yeah, Gator fan, Tammy is going to get back with you on that about the in January. We do start collecting in January, and I'm going to say it on the show on Wednesday night or Friday night about I need somebody to play Santa Claus this year with their voice. My voice is not deep enough for Santa. Plus, I sound like the Jolly Green Giant when I answer the phone. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, because you don't
Green
get the
giant.
right. You don't do the ho 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 right.
Never mind, I'm not going
You
to get
just
it.
you
That's Friday
can't
night show.
visualize Santa. You visualize the Jolly Green Giant.
Anyways, this homeless guy now. Get back to that story real quick. I got 4 minutes left to go. The homeless guy is actually doing good, but he took the deodorant, he took the toothpaste, and he gave back to the people. You know, but the people that really piss me off is the people that get on there and they say a bunch of crap and sit there and bash us and stuff. Yet I never see those people bring one gift to help a kid out. I never see them bring one canned good to even help out, like the soup kitchen, Mr. Yonks up there,
Right.
that Bud McKinnis tried to have shut down. and is still trying his best. Do not vote for him, in my opinion. Do not vote for him for school board on November 6th. Give it to the other lady, and I can't remember her name, but she's going to be on the show here pretty soon. Yeah, thanks, Gator. I appreciate it. Anyhow, we have 3 minutes left. Is there anything you want to say? I'll give you the last word. You're going to take it anyways, aren't you? Oh, wait, I got to give my shout-outs real quick before you get the last word. Mama B, I love you, lady. She gave me a beautiful ponytail palm for my and stuff to help make this possible. You guys remember, volunteers, drop off a case of water at any fire department or go over to Hitchcock's or Save a Lot in Crescent City and tell me you want to purchase a case of water for them. We'll make sure that they get it to them. To, let's see, Annette, Audrey, Mr. Steve, Gary and Tiffany. Who else Bad Apple Printing. Lynn, nicely. He's up in North Florida right now. You guys need to get T-shirts done. This guy's up in North Florida right now. They're still helping out hurricane victims. For you that have forgotten, there's people up there. They still need supplies. They're still in dire need for stuff. Okay, that'll be it. Oh, don't forget to go on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, IITW Radio. They say I say it too fast. IITWradio.com, or, for at least the next week, you can check out the Putnam Way, which if you're listening to it on that, you're listening to it on that, or go to it and check it out. There's always some good news stuff. Try not to bash Tammy, though. It's starting to piss me off. Okay, Tammy.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. My new page, A Zen Lemon Tree. It is for women and enlightened men, and men who want to find out about women and women's things. We're going to be talking about things like domestic violence, abuse, cooking. I know that's a big stretch there between those two things. Just things that have to do with women and women's issues.
20 seconds.
A non-political. Go check us out, A Zen Lemon Tree on Facebook. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to us. And to all the ones that support us, thank you so much for, helping out with the kids and stuff and supporting us. To the ones that bash us, kiss my ass. I don't care. Go find another page, please. If you do need help and you're having problems, you feel free to give us a call. If we can't do anything, we'll let you know, or we'll try to put you in touch with people that can. I guess I got to get out of here. I got some stuff I got to do. I ain't got to go home, but I got to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow night. I've got Greg Williams on here. He's an attorney out of Jacksonville. And I'm out.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. No, this is Tyler Riffley, too. I'm sorry. Not Tyler Riffley. It's Ashton Neal with Rain. Austin Neal with Rain.
Got you frustrated.
Yeah. Austin Neal, this is Kick Butt song. God, this guy rocks. If I had a voice like that, I'd be married 10 times. Good night. I love you guys. Enjoy the music.